Yeah, that's nasty shit.
Yeah, this is the worst one I've seen in quite a while. But I hate that I could have just fucking stayed home. I hate that I had to pay like, $1,000, $1,500 for 2 nights and dinners and
Damn,
Right.
bro. Oof. Yeah, that sucks.
well, the old lady thinks it was a vacation, because we're going to someplace with a beach.
You know,
You
you
live in someplace with a nice beach.
I know. Yeah. That's the challenge. It's like, oh, we could stay, ride it out.
Yeah.
Nope.
yeah, but if that fucker did track up and go right on shore where you're at, you're fucked.
Of course.
That thing was a bitch.
It was targeted here,
Yeah, how you gonna know that it's gonna turn at the last moment? I mean, you guys. I'm glad when you said you were leaving, I was glad to hear it because I thought that fucker was coming right in your parking lot.
I heard Orlando was flooded out big time.
Parts, not too bad in my area. The nice suburbs. We're on the higher ground from these common folk.
Yeah.
No,
The whites.
there's or the whites, yeah, everyone would. Ponds are now lakes that have turned into creeks and shit off of them. But I mean, there's low areas, obviously, anytime you're at sea level or whatever, low areas are going to flood. But the water receded pretty quick. I had like about 6 inches in my backyard, and it's gone now. Last night it was just damp, really, but not so much in my area. I mean, where I'm in my parts. The Little Wekiva River, though, coming through Sweetwater, it got real bad. Parts of Sweetwater are flooded out.
Saw some random flooding all over the place. Honestly, it was kind of funny. Like in the middle of Kissimmee, there's a random river rolling down the streets, up against buildings and stuff. It was funny as shit.
Yeah. That's
more
the video. I saw some Kissimmee stuff, and I thought some Orlando stuff. I was like, damn, that's a lot of water.
Yeah.
They're showing it. They're few and far between those, Sean. And fucking the news is just they're going out. Where's the worst spot we can take pictures of that fucking hype this up?
Well, yeah, Jim Cantori was up in fucking Clearwater. He had to haul ass down to Fort Myers.
Yeah, fucking storm junkie. get his fucking fix.
Yeah.
I saw the one dude get blasted with a fucking branch in his face. That was awesome.
Nice.
One dude's giving a broadcast and fucking like a I don't know 4 or 5 foot branch, whack. It was only like 1 inch around diameter, but it fucking smoked him. I was like, that's what you get, you dumb bitch. Get out of the fucking storm. I know what it looks like. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at what you're in.
They love to put those fucks out there, just hoping they get fucking.
Dude,
hoping something bad happens.
Well, maybe this dude got a high five when he got back or something, but he got smoked right across the face, like leaves, like
right.
5 fingers to the face, slap.
I saw so many videos of idiots, like 20-year-old kids on their boat hiding under a bridge because they thought it'd be cool to go out in the fucking storm, and now they're shivering little girls.
Yeah. Rescue me. Yeah, no, we can't because there's a storm, idiot.
Right.
Yeah. That's like those people I saw, like you said, Joe, walking out in the bay when all that water receded.
Yeah.
There's people out there they had video. People were getting stuck in the mud, like quicksand. People were trying to pull them out. And they're like, I don't know, 100, 200 feet out into the water or where there was water. Like fucking retards.
Yeah. I know.
I don't mind watching it with my garage door open. I watch it come in and shit. I don't need to be out there in it. I'm not a storm chaser. I have no interest in being out there trying to live through one. I just stay at the house and keep an eye on that. Yeah. Keep an eye on the house. I was nervous a little bit watching this tree in our backyard. Things started swaying quite a bit because you never know.
Yeah, they just fucking uproot and down she goes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are live on the YouTuber. So how'd this game taste?
Not great.
No likey. Not great, Bob.
Not great, Bob. I'm super happy for Mayan Williams. Obviously, great performance. I'm glad they gave him the fifth touch. Got him the fifth touchdown so he can make the record books. But I don't know. It's like how do you feel bad about a 49-point win or whatever? I don't feel bad. We didn't play great. I don't think we played great. Defense looked great. Defense played really well, aside from the first 5 minutes. But I don't know. It's like a so-so game. We went up and down the field and scored and did what we were supposed to do, but I don't know.
Okay.
It's not a great feeling overall.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Sean? How'd you take this game away?
About exactly as expected. I mean, Stroud's numbers were human this week. So I think, that's what everyone's shocked about. It's like, hey, why isn't it, 80% completion, 300 yards and 5 touchdowns a week? It's not going to be like that. And, again, there's been that room with JSN and is he coming back and just the questions there. I thought it was just exactly the way it should be. It's Rutgers. You're probably overlooking them a bit. You just blew out Wisconsin. You got Michigan State, who's pretty shitty, but still, like, historically, that's a team that we would worry about. And Rutgers isn't. And, I think the defense played lights out. If it wasn't for that Ibuka muff, I mean, we didn't give up a touchdown other than that. So, I mean, spotting them first and goal or whatever, first and whatever from the 10, 11, wherever they got in from. I was super impressed with the defense.
Yeah, I think they really saved our ass on multiple occasions on Saturday. Hey, everybody who's joining us on YouTube Live, hit us up with your questions and comments in the chat. We will read them live on the air. And you know how we do it here. We're always open to your 5-star reviews, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, all that good stuff. And, if you subscribe, you're always going to get alerted to our new episodes. We got the Daily Blitz. We got our press conferences. We got player interviews and just our weekly TBC show. So we appreciate everybody that's supporting the show and supported thus far. And the subscription service is coming next week. This week, Mother Nature decided to intervene and basically waste 5 days of my life. So thank you for that. So subscription service is coming. You guys have any bourbon talk you want to get into real quick? What are we sipping on tonight?
I poured me a glass of Buffalo.
Oh, there you go. Where'd you get your Buffalo from?
I know a guy.
Oh.
No, it's at the Publix liquor stores.
For real?
Yeah, over here in Longwood. Yeah.
What in the fuck?
Yeah, like $21.97 last bottle. That's what I paid for last bottle.
That's what I paid at the Walgreens liquor store. Shit must be on sale everywhere.
Yeah, they got it behind the counter though.
They limit you how many you can buy?
Well, it's the only $22 bottle behind the counter.
Well, sure, but
I never asked
the number of bottles.
No, I didn't ask. Never asked about how many I could buy.
Can I have all of them? Would be your question.
Right. That'll be my next question.
Do you have more in the back? Would be your second question.
Can I have the number to your distributor? As a third.
Right.
So yeah,
Sean, what you got going on?
I got something that a buddy gave me a bottle of that he likes. I think I didn't buy it. I think he said, it's a $35, something like that. David Nicholson Reserve.
Never heard of that.
Never heard.
Who's that guy?
I don't know, but it's decent.
Who's this fucking guy?
Thinks he knows bourbon?
I don't know. It's out of Kentucky.
Where's it from? Oh, it's okay.
I believe it's Kentucky.
Oh, you had me at Kentucky. Nice. Okay. I got a little.
No, he hates Taylor.
Well, It's hard to find. I got a little Old Forester 100. You know how they do it. They keep it 100 proof.
I like that stuff. I do like that.
Oh, it's so smooth. Yeah. It's one of those things you can find just about anywhere too.
Yep.
Cassie Gray already chiming in. Playing Rutgers is like playing a clown car. It's clunky and uneven and exasperating. I hate playing Rutgers. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, only bad things can happen when you play Rutgers. It's either
Exactly.
you blow them out. It's either you blow them out or something is seriously wrong with you.
Or
And
the
Lord-
head coaches
you know,
get in a fight on the field.
and heaven forbid they, do what they've done to, I think, most other teams at one point or another now in the big, right? They've beaten most of them. They beat Michigan the 1 year, right?
Well, yeah, it was 2014. It's in Harbaugh's tenure.
I couldn't remember.
Pretty sure. Well, maybe not Harbaugh. I'm not.
I thought it was Brady Hope.
Could have been. But obviously it's been since they joined the conference. So
Yeah.
Buckeyes roll 49-10. We all know that. Definitely not a complete game. I'm not even going to bother asking you guys if this was a complete game. The offense was very just disorganized at times, I would call it, in the pass game. Run game, obviously mine go off, son. But pass game, straight up trash. Wide receiver play was garbage. And I loop in G. Scott there too. I don't have a tolerance for poor wide receiver play when you can't even get your fucking feet in the goddamn field of play. When you don't know where you're at on the field, that's a big, big problem. That's like details that you should be readily aware of. That's like what you learn first day. You know,
Was there 2 or 3 of those, Joe? To me, it feels like there was 3.
We had Fleming and Harrison run into each other in the back of the fucking end zone once.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I very rarely do you see 2 of those in one game,
Right.
let alone the same team.
No.
My thought, Joe, my thoughts real quick of why I don't feel real good about that victory, because I know if we play like that against the teams that we're trying to measure ourselves against, we're not going to fare very well at all.
Yeah.
To a Georgia and Alabama, even a Clemson defense. Holy shit. I mean, if we would have played on that, you can't have these letdown performances. That's what makes it, that's why it doesn't feel good. 39 points is 39 points. We were never at risk in that game, even though we trailed in that game. But you just know you can't play like that against who we were trying to play later.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. Breaking fucking news. Check this out. Paul Chryst out as Wisconsin head coach. Jim Leonard in as interim head coach. Announcement coming shortly, per Adam Rittenberg Espen.
I could fucking see it.
Wow.
Yeah, I
They
knew
don't like
Leonard
getting
would be
beat
the
by a
replacement.
bird, do they?
No, that was the straw. That was Alvarez fucking throwing his
At
scotch
home.
across the room.
At fucking home. Oh, by the way, thanks, Whiskey. We appreciate you and Notre Dame both shitting down your fucking legs.
Right. Yeah, way to hold your water, you fucking assholes.
No, maybe
Wow.
they were good. We break teams. We break you.
That's it.
Hey, and Leonard, it's gonna be that Notre Dame fucking prototype from last year. Leonard's gonna come in as interim, and then he's gonna be super psyched and give all the guys high fives when they announce him as the head coach, because that's where all the players want. And then he's gonna go into
this is just
recruiting
another
tirade.
Barry Alvarez puppet scheme. Barry Alvarez is up in his ivory tower.
I'm doing it too. I'm doing the hand.
He strikes you in the throat when you're not looking.
Sprite. Yeah. Like a Sprite.
So anyways, so back to the Buckeye game. We'll get to Wisconsin again later, maybe if we have time. But Buckeye game, do the amount of injuries kind of stacking up bother you guys, Sean?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I would say
especially in the
does,
secondary.
be- not just especially the secondary. That I feel like the Young Bucks are playing really good there. So I might not be as concerned there. I'm really concerned that Travion Henderson hasn't looked Travion Henderson-esque yet this year, and now he's not playing. And what's going on there? And JSN, what's going on with this hamstring? Is he? I know you've sent some things. Is he coming back or not? I think that's all speculation at this point. I think he intends to come back, but
Yeah.
but who knows? And some of those things got me just as worried or more worried than the secondary. But such is college football.
Well, we got Brown is still out with the head injury. Hancock, we haven't seen hide nor hair of him. Cam Martinez and the other slot safety, Tanner McAllister, were out this week. So you had J.K. Johnson getting in there and playing that slot position. That's my concern.
There's no description on any of these guys though either, right? Like,
Of course.
What's going on with Cam? I mean,
Right.
These guys out for a week? Are they out for a month? Are they done for the year?
Right. That's it. So
give me something, man. Yeah. So I mean, it's cause for a little anxiety, but so far the dudes. Everybody that needs to step up has stepped up. The secondary's played great, I feel. The Mayan Williams has obviously played great without Travion, and the wide receiver group has played pretty well as well without JSN. So everyone's stepping up, even though all these losses at key positions.
Yeah, when you think long term, though, that's where I get concerned. You know, going against teams with good receivers and a decent quarterback. I think we might not face one until Michigan, honestly, but in the Big Ten championship game, kind of, maybe. I don't know. But
still, you got young guys playing in big time games already. And yeah, Wisconsin might not be that great, and Notre Dame might not be that great. Obviously the Toledo, but I mean Toledo. I mean, these guys have been playing against
Y'all said it. Toledo sucks. Y'all said
against some good competition, I feel. And when those other guys do get healthy, it's just going to make that room that much stronger because all these guys have been playing all year. Yeah. And they keep playing this strong. And I don't know if the other guys, when they come back, are they automatic plug back in?
Well, Jair Brown started last week for Denzel, and he barely played this week. He had like less than 10 snaps.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah. So what's up with that? You had I don't want to get into it yet, but quickly I'll mention that J.K. Johnson was in. Burke still looked like trash. Oh, Kai Stokes was in at that slot corner position. J.K. Johnson was in for Cam Brown. I had that switched up. Kai Stokes was at the slot safety. Tampa Armwood's own. Anyway, offense, hate to say this, but we had to come from behind win. We were down 7-0. Again, clunky passing offense and play calling. 7 plays. That drive at the end of the first half made me want to freaking jump out a window. 7 plays inside the 5 to score a touchdown. Against Rutgers. It's not Alabama. That was just a horrific play calling. They wanted to attack the edges. They did some rollout dumb shit where you basically cut off half the field for your quarterback. Never agreed with that inside the 5. I think you'd run Mayan 3 if you have to, 4 plays in a row. Pound it in. O-line was dominant. So that was one of the worst offensive play calling.
Yeah, but what do you, I mean, the games you know what way the game's going to go, and you're down here, and maybe it's like a glorified practice, and you're working on some things. It's like, all right, let's see how this goes. If it gets in, great. If not, big deal. It's, game's not on the line here,
Maybe. Jeff, what do you think of 5 of 10 on third downs?
Not good enough. Not good enough to beat the best teams in the country.
Yeah.
Back to just backtrack a little bit.
Go ahead.
I'm very concerned with all the injuries. Trey Henderson wasn't even on the unavailable report, but yeah, he's in full pads with no helmet the whole entire game. I don't know.
So is Cam Babb.
Yeah,
I know.
Right.
What's with that? Did they ask Day?
They don't have the time to ask him about every single player. He's not going to give real answers anyways.
Yeah,
he's been saying Jordan Hancock is practicing. Bullshit.
Well, yeah, he's saying they should, it's day to day. He's putting in some good days in a row, and we'll see. And he's just super vague, and he's always
like we listen to the medical staff and the player.
He washes his hands of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, we're not going to get, we're never going to get any fucking answers from the coaching staff.
Never busted on the HIPAA laws. Never busted on the HIPAA.
Untouchable.
Yeah. So it's the injuries are super aggravating. Just our offensive performance, like I said, not championship worthy, and that's how we should be grading that team every week. Was that good enough to win a championship? Because that's what we're all expecting and hoping for.
13 of 24, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a horrific interception by CJ today. Saturday, whatever. Seems like 2 days.
Yeah. And I get you're gonna have those games. You can't have a season like Joe Burrow had, I guess is what I'm saying. Joe Burrow, he didn't have those games. Somebody look up all the score logs.
Day and CJ basically echoed each other in the post-game press conference. They said that, Rutgers was running a too high safety look. They couldn't, hit what they wanted to, and forced us to run the ball a lot. But you still threw the ball fucking 24 times, CJ.
That seems like the recipe to try to beat us.
Exactly.
Because that's what Notre Dame's plan was. That's what Wisconsin thought they were going to do. We're just way too
well. That recipe doesn't work.
Well, but that's what we're showing that we can run the ball for 200 yards if they're going to give us that. But like I said, man, those teams we're going to see in the playoffs, the run defense won't just give up 200 yards if they're stopping us from really having a full passing game. It's like half of our passing game was just turned off. And if 2 high safety looks can do that, well, we better get a lot fucking better at the other part of the offense.
Well, they weren't getting pressure.
No, they weren't. But
so
all the more reason why our receivers. I'm like, why the fuck are we not? We can't get open. Why are we not getting open?
I got your numbers right here.
They weren't.
I got your targets. Emeka, 4 catches on 7 targets for 70 yards. I believe. Did he have a touchdown?
No, he owes us one.
Yeah. Fleming, 4 catches, 4 targets. Fleming has quietly become the most consistent receiver. The catches to targets ratio, 51 yards, a touchdown. Marvin Harrison, 3 catches on 8 targets, 18 yards and 1 touchdown. I believe Stover had 1 catch. So not a lot going on there. Again, this is the second week in a row where we only had like 4 or 5 guys receiving balls. So not sure.
Yeah, we can't throw it. Why? What are we doing? We're 30 points and we're not. We just stopped passing the ball. One, the backups are not running a pass play at all. No matter who's in the game, Devin Brown's he's just gonna hand off. I would call an audible. Risk getting benched. I'd call an audible and fucking throw one in the horseshoe.
Yeah, that's gonna work out well for you.
Not a smart move, but I mean, I would be frustrated that like, man, we can't. Yeah, I can hand off all day in practice, man. You're letting us in the game. Let us work.
But Jesse Mirko called an audible, and that didn't go well.
Well, it went well until he got to the sideline.
What? I don't know. Where do you want to begin with that? Are you ready to go to that yet, Joe? Or
I was going to hit on the running backs. Mayan, I want to give him his flowers. 5 touchdowns, 21 attempts, 189 yards. That's a 9.0 average to you and me. Just running downhill through dudes, over dudes, past dudes. He has become RB1. This is undoubtable. You cannot argue with that. Trey, he was a game time decision. Just couldn't get his foot right. Still lingering. We saw him. He was in a boot after last week's game. So obviously they didn't really need him and probably just gave him the week off, get him rested up. But again, the O-line in that running game was just fucking dominant 2 weeks in a row. I was impressed. I'm super happy with the O-line. You guys Sean, you got a take on the running backs?
Well, I mean, the only thing back to the depth, Mayan Williams, but he's getting a lot of carries. And if Trey can't go, I'd hate to see Mayan go down. Not that, that'd be tragic for us.
It's a thin room.
What's that?
Least. It's a thin room, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Jeff?
I would definitely. The best ability is availability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mayan Williams is proven to be our top running back because he's available all the time and he's always performing. I mean, he's always. This is his yards per carry last year on his limited touches. He's dependable. At the same time, you don't want to push him to 30 carries and then risk getting him injured, because then if you got a banged up Trey and an injured Mayan, now where are we at? Now we got Dallin Hayden and what else? So just as your top guys. So it's a balancing act as far as keeping him, using him, getting the use out of him, or risk of injury. I'm a little frustrated with Trey that he can't, he's not healthy, so we can't depend on him. That sucks.
Yeah, but let's not rush it back, because
I'm not saying rush him back either.
If he's dinged up, I'm saying sit him this week against Sparty. I don't think we'll need him, and then we go into a bye week.
Right.
And I'm for that. It sucks. I'm just frustration in the fact that we have to have this conversation of, well, rest him here, sit him here. We don't need him yet. We're not going to need him for a while. But it's just frustrating that you can't depend on him week to week like you can Mayan.
Well,
and the guy you can depend on is performing. You can depend on him, and he's performing like crazy. So it's just I
think one of the biggest frustrations is that 5 weeks ago, we thought Travion Henderson and Jackson Smith and Jiva were going to be, at the top of the heap with CJ Stroud in this Heisman race. And those two are nowhere to be seen. So it's
I could tell you that I got tickets on those cocksuckers.
Trey Henderson.
Burn those, man. Those are done.
Yeah.
If Trey Henderson is not 100% healthy, he's not better than Mayan Williams.
Yeah.
So that's simple. If he's not 100%, Mayan is a better option.
Right, but so looking down the road, you got 1, 2, 3 weeks to Iowa, 4 weeks to Penn State. I think you're going to see probably for the first time, anybody that can go will go against Penn State. Iowa, we don't need Trey Henderson. We don't need JSN to beat Iowa.
We don't need. Well, their defense is a little bit better. I say we consider a whole starting defense against that offense.
Well, that's true. But you don't want to do that.
We will need some. They do have a tough defense that we're going to need to have some mismatches and stuff.
So 4 weeks from yesterday, October 29th, is when you will see full strength Buckeyes. Like everybody available. If they can go, you might have one or two stragglers out there, but if you can go, if you're nursing something right now, if you can go, you need to go at Penn State. That's an away game. So they're going to be the toughest test till we play Michigan a month later. So defense, let's touch on them. They really carried the game. They were the shining star for me. Zach Harrison, this guy, finally, I want to give him some love. 2 pressures, a forced fumble, a tip that ended in an interception by Steele Chambers. And that tip came in a rushman package where he lined up at a D tackle position. Love it. More of that, please. They allowed only 187 total yards, 1 of 11 on 3rd downs, 0 for 2 on 4th downs. That's a hell of a fucking defense. That's a defensive day. I don't care about the quarterback roulette they were running out there. It was
what kind of horse shit was that? Oh my
God. It's funny. It didn't matter. It didn't fucking matter.
No, it was like, oh, the tight end's coming out. Now the running back. Now the backup quarterback. Now the starting quarterback. Yeah. I was like, fucking Shiano trying to get us on our heels. And that's when that shit, when the punt came down, I'm like, fuck, it serves you right. You fucking clown act.
Yeah.
But great performance by the defense. And I still saw defensive players that I didn't think had good games. Now, they're not the guys you spoke of. I thought Steele Chambers had his best game as a linebacker.
11 tackles and a pick.
Yeah.
And always see him flying to the ball, taking on blocks, not giving a fucking inch. Zach Harrison made plays where you're like, oh, impact. Like fucking Harrison got him. Like he goes through stretches where you don't even mention his name. JTT was I didn't see him play hardly at all.
He was in there. Didn't do a lot.
I mean, no, some guys you just don't. If you don't hear the broadcast,
3 missed tackles. I think he's leading the team this year.
Denzel Burke continues to struggle. That's just poor technique. Poor technique. I'm not sure why he's getting out of his technique. Down there at the goal line on that jump ball. But that's not how you play. I'm sure that's not how he was taught. Or so I don't know what it is with the fundamentals with him. It's not lack of talent. He's proven that. But
Sean, what do you think about this linebacker play? Tommy Eichenberg, 3 total tackles. He had a bunch of assists, a hit and a hurry. Steele Chambers, 11 tackles and the interception. I saw Steele Chambers hawk down that running back sideline to sideline multiple times where I thought the running back was going to hit the corner and go. Steele got him at the sideline for minimal gain, if any.
No, yeah, Steele popped yesterday, when you're watching a football game and just the dude popped is like, damn, this dude is flying around. And the week before it was Eichenberg, and Tommy still had a nice game. He's just so money. But yeah, Steele Chambers popped this week.
Yeah,
for sure.
Did a great job.
And even Tommy with his limited stats, I saw Eichenberg making an impact. I mean, he makes an impact every game, whether the stats are there or not.
Telling you, man, this guy is got Buckeyes written on him, like Buckeyes Award and All-American kind of, at least all Big Ten first team kind of quality.
If we get a couple more highlights, like some highlight plays, a fucking pick off or a forced fumble type, those big impact. He makes a lot of great plays to the game that our defense needs.
He reminds me a lot of Andy Katzenmoyer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little smaller, but yeah.
Yeah, mini cat, big cat, little cat.
Yeah. Yeah. Corners and safeties. Again, Cam Brown was out. I don't know why Jair Brown didn't come in for him. J.K. Johnson had the bulk of the snaps. Denzel Burke, 2 targets, 2 receptions allowed, 40 yards and a touchdown. Also, should be noted, and this probably screams loudest to me, he lost his single-digit jersey number. No longer number
No.
5, now
No, so
number
what's
10. That's a big deal to me.
what's the story with that? Because 10, they said 10 was his high school number. So did he go
Yeah.
back to 10?
Well-
or did somebody come and take it from him? Because nobody else is wearing it, right? I mean,
no, not on defense. No,
I mean, hey, Dallin's wearing it, but
no, he's not on special teams. So there is no other issue. I firmly believe last week he probably punched a locker, hurt his hand, had to get it surgically repaired or have a bone, replaced or whatever.
I got you.
And then the coaches also dinged him and said, get your fucking head right. You lost your because single digit numbers are like, that's what the best players wear. It's a big deal.
I don't know about that.
That's always been a big deal, Sean. What are you talking about? Like since Dressel days.
I
And Sean, we don't think
about
about it that way. We don't think about it that way, but we don't know exactly what these 18 to 22-year-old kids think.
To be number 5, number 10,
that might be super important to them. But when I heard that 10 was his high school number, I'm not going to jump to any of those assumptions, man.
Was he not good enough in high school to have it? That's what I'm saying. Was he not good enough in high school to have a single digit number? And he was playing in high school.
He played receiver in high school.
So you could be a single digit number at receiver in high school.
Okay. I think there's something there, and nobody's ever going to admit to it, obviously, but it's weird that he's gone through the stretch of shitty play and he lost a single digit number. I think it's
a third number change. And it's the third number change.
Right.
Total. At least since he's been there. It was third since he's a sophomore. This is on his third number.
So
why, it's at some point too, Joe, you think like, why are some things so important when play isn't up to your standard, but but like number changes is an issue.
Right.
You know what I mean? Why is it becoming a thing?
Yeah. So anyway, we don't need to worry about that. Proctor 4 tackles, Hickman 4 tackles, got a hit on the quarterback on a blitz. I love that.
Nice one.
So our
Proctor
score prediction. Yeah, our score predictions. I was fortunate enough to get the Buckeyes at minus 39. So hell of a way to take a push.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You got them early, huh?
You guys Sean had 59-14, Jeff 56-13, very similar. I was 70-0. We all lose. Where's Stephen Cherry? Stephen Cherry in the chat. Where you at, Stephen Cherry? I want to talk to you. Stephen Cherry
had the closest there.
He was 56-0. Cassie Gray 63-7. I don't know if anybody's close. It seems
56-13 is pretty close to 49-10.
I know. I'm the closest. Or Jeff. Yeah, one of us.
Jeff's probably closest if you're.
Anyway, I would think.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, you're not keeping track? You were keeping track 2 weeks ago and you fucking nailed it. Fucking asshole.
Bang,
we're not actually keeping score.
Oh, where's the faux Pelini account?
Oh, that dude's
on
great.
Twitter. Yeah, with the cat.
That guy.
Got to keep an eye out for him. Sorry. I think we buried the Rutgers game. Do we need to cover the coach fight or did we?
What do you guys think on the punt return? Because I got a theory.
I think the punter it's been drilled into him for 2 years. If you take a snap, nobody's out there, fucking go. And that's exactly what he told Ryan Day. Ryan Day said after the game, he grabbed Mirko and said, what happened? And Mirko said, when I got the snap, nobody was on me. And I have photographic evidence I would like to share with all y'all. Check this out. 1 second. Hold on.
Joe, that's right along my opinion. The punt team, they're trained to, if you get a certain look, you take that. That's where that rollout punting rugby style shit.
Yep.
So
right.
there was nobody there. There was nobody there. So
that's
I have no problem with it.
Wait, this is pre-snap. Wait, this is pre-snap here.
Yeah.
Okay. This is post-snap. Look Look at the greenery
Yeah.
to the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
That's what I
I
would
think
do.
that's the look. And the coaches are going to go back and look at that. And they're going to say, that's what we fucking told them to do. We just didn't tell them to not do it this
Sorry,
time.
it was in the fourth quarter. He's fucking Australian. Just, write it off as that.
Play the game over, mate.
I mean, are they going punt block there? Because you know what? If you
Seems like it, doesn't it?
If you don't want that to happen, then don't fucking try and come block the punt.
Well, it's poor. The picture shows you it's poor execution. You don't ever, as that guy on the bottom, the end, you don't ever. I used to be that guy. You never cut inside of a blocker. You're the end guy.
Mm-hmm.
You are because of that. When you angle in like that, you're the only contained. So, and you're really just gambling that guy won't take advantage of the mistake you made, and we took advantage of it.
And those are tendencies that you look for as a special teams coach. And it's not like they didn't call this. That's the thing. Mirko, it's been drilled into him. When you see this greenery out there, fucking go. I could have made a first down from there.
Yeah, man.
So,
right. Any of us just take off running and
look at this. There's
both
8 dudes
at the top.
There's 8 dudes in the box. You got 2 up on top, 1 in back returner. That is a punt block look.
You're not trying to engage the blockers. You are trying to get past them. Yes.
Yeah. Look at this guy in the center. He already beat the center. See that?
Yeah. Exactly. For people that think that we were running up the score and faking a punt, you're fucking retarded. You know what I mean? Look, you obviously have no respect for Ryan Day at all.
That guy that beat the center is right here getting ready to take on the protectors.
And he's naturally rolling to the bottom of the screen to the right.
Yeah, because he's right-footed.
Yeah, his normal punting motion. He does that. And if that video speeds ahead, once he crosses the hash mark, he's like, well, fuck, I'm the only one on this side of the hash.
Exactly.
I might as well just go.
All
I don't blame it. He probably executed exactly what he was taught to do.
That's why
if I had to guess.
Did you see my tweet I sent you guys?
Yes.
He's player of the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's official.
Because fuck Rutgers. He's like, I saw a Green Bay. Now, what do you think started? Schiano came over to break up a fight.
He wanted to get his guy. It's a coach protecting a player.
What did he hear from Ryan Day to make him turn? Because Ryan Day wasn't talking to Schiano then it looks like he was yelling, and then Schiano said something to him, and then he turned to Schiano. What do you think Ryan Day was saying that got Schiano engaged in Ryan Day? I just want the audio. Like,
fuck your mother. I don't know.
That's the shit that we like NFL films or whatever have that. They get all the sound bites.
There he is.
The college
player of the game. And this is probably part of the issue. Looks like he's getting ready to say something with the F word.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's going to say, fuck you. That's a great picture. They catch him right at the start at the F.
Yeah.
Right at the start.
Finger looking good.
Oh, but how'd you take the after game handshake? It was extended.
It's all squashed. I don't think it's an issue anymore.
Right. Okay. My take too. They both said let's talk later or whatever. They both fucking need to.
Hey, you're in a fight with your buddy, and in that fight, hey, you're gonna try and win. And when it's over, it's over, and you can still be buddies, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I bet they've had communication since the game, and I'm guessing it's. Hey, that's what happens. You know what I was trying to do. Yeah, you know what I was trying to do. We would both do it the same again. Blah blah blah.
Right.
So,
right.
But it was exciting to watch. I stayed for the handshake. I'm like, oh, I got to see this.
Yeah. In the chat, folks, let us know what you think. Was Schiano And Ryan Day, is that squash? You think it's over with? I'm curious what you think. Let's get ready for this Sparty pregame. I want to see everybody in the chat. I want to see your score predictions and your microscopes, one on offense, one on defense. What players are you watching for this week? All right. This is a weird 4 p.m. kickoff on ABC. That 3-letter network. Calling the shots. Buckeyes go up to East Lansing. Mel Tucker, we know all about this guy. He's wanted for robbery of $95 million from Michigan State University. Didn't even bother wearing a ski mask.
From a donor. Like, he almost might as well take it out of the safe. A donor paid that money.
Mostly donors that gave him that money.
Right. 2-3 so far this year. Got smoked by Maryland. That wasn't even much of a ball game to watch. I tried. So 2-3, 11-2 last year though, with a heavy transfer portal influence. Their strength of schedule they played thus far is 23rd. They lost, like I mentioned, to Maryland 27-13. Week before that, lost to Minnesota, big time, 34-7. Then got their asses kicked the week before that at Washington, 39-28. Wasn't that close.
No, it was not. No, it was not.
2, Akron. They beat Akron 52-0. And week 1.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Week 1, they beat Western Michigan 35-13.
They did not look good in that game either. I thought they were suspect. That game went on a little later than it probably should have, and they just didn't look. They didn't look good.
I don't understand this offensive philosophy. I find it offensive. They have one of the best O-lines in the country when you look at the rankings, player by player, position by position, from tackle to tackle. Yeah, they are really ranked high on PFF, but they only run the ball 39% of the time. I know they don't have Kenneth Walker this year, but still, they're trying to go 61% pass plays.
Well, they don't have a quarterback that can throw that. They don't have a quarterback that you can do that with.
Yeah, they're only averaging 243 through the air, 127.
Well, look at the last 3 games. They've been behind the whole time, chasing teams, and they usually get behind by more than 1 score. So, I mean, their position in the game, I think, is that they'd love to run it 60% of the time. They're just in no position to do that yet.
Similar to like last year with us, when we just jumped all over them and they just said, "Wow, Kenneth wasn't working those first 8 times. We got to get something else." It's like, I got you. Well,
but Sean, you still had those early games in the season where they could call their shot. You know, they could dominate against Akron, Western Michigan, and they didn't. You know, they had to resort to, throwing the ball. But look at these points per game. Ohio State Michigan State against Ohio State's defense. So points per game, Sparty scores 27. OSU allows 14.8. That's the 71st versus the 11th in the country. Yards per game, Sparty puts up 370. That's 82nd in the country. Buckeyes allow 263.8. That's number 9 in the country. Points per play, 0.418 is 49th by Sparty. 0.245 is number 13 by the Buckeyes. And the last one I'll give you is yards per play. That is 5.7 by Sparty. That's 49th also in the country. And 4.4 allowed by the Buckeyes. That's number 11.
Well,
seems a little lopsided, eh?
Yeah. Well, they're not. Yeah, they're not good.
Yeah,
they're not good. They're not good.
They're not good, but it's Sparty, and being up here, it is all the talk about Tuck and is he the right guy? I still think everyone's still sold on him, but not the the media's tough, and they're like, just like you said, did they get robbed? Is this a $95 million coach? He's over there sweating it out every game. Guy sweats more than
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they'll come to play tough. I think Tuck is a tough guy. His guys aren't just going to lay down. That Thorne to me has regressed. He last year I thought he was pretty solid, and I don't know, this year maybe he's got hit one too many times. I feel like he's got happy feet. His throws aren't as accurate, and obviously no Kenneth Walker.
I was just going
Did
to
you say
say
Pennis? Sound like you said Pennis.
Kenneth Walker. No, but I bet you're right, Sean. Like maybe he really needed that help of a strong running game to really offset. You know, maybe he is a little limited and needed that strong running game to help. And when now that he doesn't have it, you're kind of getting exposed on some of the warts or whatever that could be.
I got some feedback from Cassie Gray here in the comments regarding the Day versus Shiano incident. They said, I think it is over, but the confrontation was the best part of the game. Total failure on the get back coach, though. LOL. Legit. That's a legit point. We got a score and microscopes for Cassie Gray, so we'll read those in a minute. But yeah, like you guys are saying, do you even want me to talk? Like, all right, I did want to mention, like I said, their O-line is one of the best in the country by ranking.
But it's not. It's underperforms.
as a unit, maybe, yeah. But their running back, Jalen Berger, that came over from Wisconsin, he's not good. The Keon Coleman receiver, he's got 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. Peyton Thorne, he has a 37% completion percentage against pressure. That's not blitzing. That's not blitzing. It's pressure by a 4-down lineman.
Yeah, somebody getting in his kitchen a little bit.
Right. But
People
four
getting his face,
of the 5 linemen are ranked in the top 100 at their positions. So these guys do not suck. That's what I don't get, why they don't run the ball more and try and establish, their game plan, if that's what it is. Because obviously their receivers are not doing any good.
Again, when you're down 3 scores, it's tough to run the ball, man.
I get that, but you don't start the game down 3 scores.
Well, they damn near do. It doesn't take long before they're down 3 scores.
It's true. I can touch on their defense quickly. All their corners are outside of the top 850 in the country, according to PFF. They're only good.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, they're only good DB, and they brought in guys in the portal. That's the problem. Kendall Brooks, number 33, the safety. He is their best DB by far, but he's a strong safety. He's not going to do much in the pass game other than cover a tight end, maybe. Their edge rusher, Jacoby Windman, he has a 91% PFF ranking on pressuring the quarterback. They give up 275 a game passing. And you saw the teams. I read off the teams that they played, right? I mean, Talia might be the best quarterback they played. And, just keep it in perspective.
Well, they also did have a Penix.
Oh, they did get Penixed.
They did get Penix.
Yeah.
But a healthy Penix might be better than Talia.
A healthy Penix will take you a long way in life.
Oh, yeah,
she said. So, you don't want to see these stats. Ohio State's offense versus their defense. It's pretty ugly. Basically, what you would imagine. The worst parts of the Bible. So we basically established that they're bad on both sides of the ball. They're going to try and throw the ball, which doesn't make sense, and it's probably going to lead to a lot of 3 and outs. So
that's what I want to see. I want to see some turnovers this week. They want to keep fucking throwing a ball 60% of the time, and they're down 4 touchdowns. We need to get some more takeaways.
Sean,
Widen that gap.
Yeah, Sean, I'd like to get the local sentiment from your friends who are Sparty fans. What's the vibe around town?
Well, I was actually at a Sparty fan's house during that game, watching part of the Ohio State game on my phone, and we weren't watching his game. We were just hanging out. He's like disinterested. He's like, the season's a disaster, and there's not going to be any fixing it. Like, totally hopeless. I feel like they're absolutely deballed at this point for this year. I don't think they're all done with Tuck yet, but I think they're like, they know they're about to get rolled this week. They think they're going to get rolled by Michigan, and Michigan's pissed from them beating them last year.
Yeah.
And and then they got Wisconsin sucks. That might be a decent game, but they're only like easy games that are winnable. Like, they might lose 6 in a row here. Very likely.
Yeah.
Wow. Same about that. I mean, Sparty shouldn't be losing 6 straight games in the Big Ten at all, ever. Considering the division they play in. You know, with Maryland, you think there's Maryland and Rutgers, but then they got the 3 of us to deal with.
You, me, and Sean?
No.
We're going to play them?
Michigan, Ohio State. And Penn State.
When do we have to be there?
Yeah, and then they finish with Penn State. I mean, I don't even think they're hopeful that Michigan State's probably not making a bowl. They're done. And that kills that kills it with developing the young kids, you know.
Sure.
Exactly.
What else? Who do they have across conference left besides Wisconsin? Anyone? When they play Minnesota, Wisconsin, there should be a third.
Tell you. I got that shit right here.
I do not have their schedule pulled up.
Yeah, Wisconsin and Illinois. Illinois is with their ass.
Illinois.
Oh, they're gonna.
Illinois might get it, right? Illinois might. I think the Illinois Michigan State. That's a ball game. You said, is it at Illinois or at Michigan State?
At Illinois.
I would go with Burt. I'll fucking roll with Burt on that.
Look at this. They got 3 losses already. They got the Buckeyes, Wisconsin, at Michigan, at Illinois, Rutgers, Indiana, at Penn State. There's
7,
4 losses
maybe.
in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, easy 4 losses.
So they're not going bowling.
But they're not, unless something, would drastically change. And you know what? if it were to happen, it'd have to happen against us right now. Their offense isn't terrible. It shouldn't be terrible. And this, this could be a coming out party for them. That Thorne's not bad.
What are they coming out of?
I don't know.
I think he's looked like shit this year, Sean. But I thought he did look better last year, like you said, Joe. But what are you seeing? What are you seeing from him to think he still has that potential to stage a game?
He's got 8 TDs, 6 picks,
like
1,100 yards in 5 games.
I don't know. I just feel like he'll play his ass off this week against us.
Yeah, probably. I'll be right.
Who's their backup? What's the weather like?
In a 4-score loss.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into our
spoiler on the scores.
It seems to lead us right into where we wanted to go. Buckeyes, I got Buckeyes by 24 right now, according to Vegas.
24. Wow, Sparty, how you've fallen. 24-point underdog.
At home.
At home, you fucks. Jesus.
Let me see if I can track down an over-under. Go ahead, Jeff. What do you got? Oh, over-under. Ooh, it's already up to 25.5. Buckeyes favored by 25.5. Over-under is 62. Get in now, folks, or get off.
I'm locking in now. We cover City here. Locking in at 25.5. If it goes up after this podcast.
Place your bets.
I'm in at 25.5. I wish I was in at 24. I think, I think we roll. Turnovers going up there. I think defense travels. And coaches have always said that. I think our defense will travel up the East Lansing. Hopefully we can eliminate that running game similar to last year. Make them one-dimensional, and then just breed on turnovers. Yeah. But I tell you what, let's just get everybody healthy this week. I mean, let's get some. I just want guys to be healthy. I don't want.
Don't make the trip. They're not going to make the trip, so you're going to know who's not healthy by who doesn't show up on the sidelines.
Right.
So what do you got for a score?
Okay. I'll go 45-14. No. 45-10.
Okay.
45-10.
Okay. Henry, what do you think? 25.5, over under of 62. How's the weather situation up there?
I looked. It's going to be a nice day. It's probably going to be 55 and sunny at kick.
Lovely.
Oh, you guys they're fucking hate knots.
Yeah.
That's the last thing that Michigan State.
That stadium's going to be empty.
I'll bet the grass isn't getting cut this week. I'm sure you're that.
Yep.
Maintenance crew take the week off.
They bringing in the Northwestern maintenance crew.
Yeah, some of that miracle grow. They're trying to grow it quicker.
Yeah.
But no, this is going to be, I think, too much. I think the offense will click again. I feel like every time they get a little criticized, maybe they pick it up. I think Stroud against these guys should have a field day with the guys we got with or without JSN. I got the Buckeyes 52-17.
I like that score too. That score flashed in my head. I like that.
You said 62-17?
52.
52. Right. 52. Got it. Okay. I think we're going to go big money, stop, no whammies. I'm going 63. Stay on the bench, Noah Ruggles. We won't need you other than extra points. 63-13. Big money. Offense gets back on track. CJ gets his head out of his ass. Receivers stop running out of bounds. And defense rolls. This defense is insane, guys. They are. I just wanted to tell you this before we go. Where are my rankings? Oh, the hell with it. No. They're in the top 15 in all major defensive categories. So that's what I want. Continuation of that. Cassie Gray dropped in a total score, 56-17. Right in line there with you, Sean. Sparty scores late against the second team. Very specific. So let's get into our microscopes. I got Cassie Gray with Marvin Harrison and Josh Proctor. Jeff, start from there.
It's hard to guess who might be available and who might not be available. I guess I'll just go back to Trey Henderson. He's going to be my pick until I see him 100%. Trey Henderson on offense.
Okay.
Either stay home, get healthy, or do something. Defense. Denzel Burke. Play like an All-American, Denzel. Get your numbered situation. I hope that's all taken care of, and you can actually focus on football and your fundamentals, and I don't know, make a play or prevent at least one. That'd be cool.
All right. Burke and
Trey. Just to see if he can play this week, or see if he's going to be half speed or half the talent. I don't know.
Yeah. Henry, what do you got on your microscopes?
All right, I'm going to go with JT on defense if Thorne wants to throw the ball, I want JT to come alive this game. I want to see something out of this guy. I feel like he's close. Has a big game this week. Offense, this is, I got CJ Stroud. I got it. The pickings are easy this week. You need to kind of show out, I think. Again, with the guys you got, and be a leader. And this is a weak ass pass defense, and you need to put those numbers up.
Okay. Really curious.
Yeah.
I think Sparty is going to try and run the ball. So that affects my defensive choice. On offense, if the weather's good or even mediocre, we're still going to throw the ball. I'm going with Emeka on offense. Look for another 100-yard day. He didn't have one this week. And on defense, I'm not sure Cam Brown will be back.
How can you know? I mean,
I'm going to go.
Yes.
I'm going to go with somebody in the front seven because I think Sparty is going to try and bleed clock, wind down the play clock to inside of 10 seconds every play, and just run the ball, limit our possessions as usual, like everybody has tried to do.
Yeah, this is everybody's blueprint here.
So I'm going Eichenberg. Middle linebacker is going to make all the stops and keep him from getting first downs, keep him behind the chains. So Emeka and Tommy. Yeah. That's what I got. All right.
No drops this week, Emeka. No muff.
Yeah. I tell you what, I probably would have benched him, knowing it was Rutgers last week. I would have benched him after the first 5 minutes of that game. He didn't look good on offense. Yeah. He didn't look, and that catching the punt over your shoulder, man, that is hard as fuck to do. All right, I fumbled like that in high school. Fumbled, and they recovered it at the 5, and then they scored. Not a good feeling at all when people look at you like they want to punch you in the face as you come off the field. Yeah. But you got to come back and score a touchdown. He owes one. He owes one back. So,
yeah. All right. So, you guys got any games you want to talk about? Let me run through some that would affect us. Purdue beats Minnesota. We thought Minnesota was the class of the West. Maybe not so much. Michigan beats Iowa in the Corn Country, but Iowa covers. Thank you very much. Oklahoma gets smoked by TCU 55-24. I don't even want to hear any excuses about their quarterback getting knocked out. It was a cheap shot, I'll give you that, but they weren't going to stay in that game. Bama goes to Arkansas. Bryce Young gets knocked out. They still hang on and put up some points thanks to Jahmyr Gibbs and their backup quarterback being able to run. Not sure he can throw it all. NC State gets beat by Clemson 30-20. Georgia in a nail biter in Missouri 26-22 they win. And Penn State in a monsoon, the leftovers of Hurricane Ian, 17-7 beats Northwestern. Any games you guys want to touch on there?
Go ahead, Sean.
I mean, that Oklahoma stuff is incredible, but more than any game in particular, we just kind of ripped on the Buckeyes, but you look at the new rankings and with Alabama's and Georgia's, I mean, I can't believe, well, I knew it. When Georgia was 2 scores down, I was like, Georgia's winning this game, but they almost hung in there.
Missouri's settling for field goals when you need 6s.
And that fell apart. Michigan didn't, I don't think, look great. Yeah, I don't know. But what I was getting to is Georgia drops, Alabama goes to 1, but each week Ohio State's votes for number 1 are getting bigger. It's 10 number 1 votes in the AP and 7 in the coaches, where it was like maybe 3 or 4 a week ago. So I think even though we're hypercritical, we got more people thinking we're the best team in the country.
Yeah.
We're really nitpicking some shit here is what I'm saying.
Yep. Yeah. It's kind of splitting hairs. We haven't had a struggle like Georgia has. We were never down 2 scores in a game. So Bama, we'll see how long Bryce Young is out. They said it's a sprained AC joint. And what's weird is Saban said he's had this before. I'm not sure that's something you want to say.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
of course, because but if it's out of Saban's mouth, then it doesn't fucking matter, I guess. But yeah,
It's
no, you
truth,
don't.
probably.
But a little too much truth. I mean, I don't.
Mhm.
I've never heard Ryan David has never slipped up like that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's like just more calculated with it. It seems like he's just more dialed in on it, being calculated with the injuries as far as what information can be let out and what can't. No, I don't think it's a good. I don't think that's a good look to have Saban saying that.
Definitely not good for your draft stock going into next
Then
April.
then you go back to the family's view. Like the parents are like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck, coach?
Shut the fuck up, Nick."
Plus, I don't know, a sprained AC joint. I've heard of AC joint injuries that people don't come back that year. So I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know the structure of the shoulder. I don't. What did they give a timeline yet? Is there a timeline out?
He said a week.
Just rest him a week. I don't even know who they got coming up, but
they got
A&M is the 8th, I think.
Yeah.
Next week.
No, A&M is in Tuscaloosa this week.
It's this week.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was next week.
They're trash, A&M. The game that was interesting, I still think Minnesota probably is the class of the West. But Purdue might be the second best team out there. Purdue.
You don't know how to take Minnesota.
Solid.
No, I thought Minnesota was good. I thought Minnesota was.
They smoked
legit.
Sparty.
Right. But what does that tell us?
Yeah.
Sparty sucks. Sparty got drilled by Washington. He got beat like a high school team. That score was not close in that Washington game at all. They looked outmatched there. But Purdue, when did Purdue get defense? Minnesota's putting up all these offensive stats, leading the nation in rushing, I think. And Tanner Morgan's fucking 30 years old, running the offense he's had for 8 years.
Right.
I don't know where did Purdue come up with defense. Now is Purdue a threat? I just want somebody worth a fuck to play in the championship. Not that I really care what happens to anybody over there in the West, but
the Big Ten championship.
I want one to emerge. Not everybody to just beat everybody up, and then we're playing a fucking 5-loss Iowa. What is that? That does nothing for us.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we need anything, but I just want competition over there, and we're not getting it.
It's gonna be Illinois, Minnesota, or Purdue.
Give us Burt.
Thanks.
Give us fucking Burt and Indy, please.
Oh, that's right. They lost Ibrahim. Minnesota lost Ibrahim.
Yeah. He's injured again.
That's why their running game was for shit. Okay, I forgot about that.
Still, they had all kinds of big numbers they were putting up, in that offense. But
that poor guy.
I couldn't believe that score. I was listening to that score. I could not believe that Purdue was shutting them down. And
so coming up this week, we got Auburn at Georgia. Georgia's favored by 28. Clemson favored by 22 at Boston College. A&M, like I mentioned, is going to Bama. Bama is favored by 24. Michigan favored by 23 at Indiana. I mean, I don't have any other good games even worth caring about.
The first thing you said, Joe, you said Georgia is favored over Auburn by 28, and then you said Clemson was favored by Boston College by 22. So Georgia's a bigger favorite over Auburn than Clemson over BC. How
BC
Auburn has
is
fallen.
Well, BC is not good.
No, they're not. But it's even worse. It looked even worse for Auburn.
Yeah.
What's the last
time they were a 4-touchdown underdog to Georgia?
What's that Tennessee at LSU? That's a little intriguing.
Oh, that's a good question.
Good game.
I thought about checking on that one just for shits and giggles.
So Tennessee's got LSU in a crossover. They got Bama in the crossover. We'll find out about Tennessee this year.
If Bryce Young is not back for that Tennessee game, that's going to be fireworks. All right, Tennessee at LSU. Tennessee favored on the road 3.5.
3.5 at in the when's the last time Tennessee won in Baton Rouge? I wonder. What's the set on that?
Well, this would be the time to do it.
That would be that's a tough. That's tough to take them with. That's tough to take them with the points.
Yeah.
I would. I don't know. I don't know what I would do there. 3.5. I think I'd have to take LSU.
Yeah.
Give me the.
You got to think Tennessee's going to shit the bed at some point, right?
Yeah. I mean,
they're not a playoff contender. We know that, right?
They're not even going to win their division. They're 4-0, 1-0 in the SEC, but who have they played? Look at the schedule.
Well, right.
They played Ball State, Pitt. I guess you could call a legit win. Florida is not that good.
At Pitt, at Pitt, yeah, you can consider that a win. And Florida's got a quarterback who isn't quite there, but people are giving a mass hype to Florida's quarterback. Next year could be like number one pick type talk I've heard. So Florida's a decent win. But yeah, I mean, they're going to prove it. Kentucky's a ball club. Georgia obviously is for real. So it'll get proven. And they get. I mean,
my sleeper right now.
They're at in a couple weeks.
Jayhawks. What's that? TCU at Jayhawks.
Oh yeah.
Give me the over. Give me the over.
Sure. I got you.
The over.
TCU favored by 6. The over-under is only 67.5.
What? Are they expecting tornadoes?
It's in Kansas, so it's very possible.
Jesus. I would have thought that I'm thinking like a over-under like 81.
Yeah.
I mean, because Kansas is not your 10 year ago self Kansas. They're scoring points and they're actually playing defense.
Yeah, that might be your noon window if you're trying to schedule out your day. I think I would pass by that Michigan Indiana game, and I would either consider Tennessee LSU or the TCU Kansas. Otherwise, you got Arkansas, Mississippi State, and nobody wants to watch that.
What's big noon this week?
Big noon on Fox is
probably that fucking Kansas game, if I had to guess. Or are they gonna throw Baylor in?
I don't see it. No, there's no Fox game unless it's Big Ten. Not a ranked game, anyways.
What are they doing?
CBS has Michigan, Indiana. Why is that?
What?
Yeah, that's what this was.
Some fucking bizarro world.
Making this shit.
Hey, Fox is big noon. I would watch the Fox pregame before I watch College Game Day. But you can't do this weeks where you just take off or you have the game.
I'll bet you they're going to the Utah UCLA game, I think. Maybe at 3:30.
Okay, that was incorrect. ESPN has their fucking scoreboard fucked up. On PFF, the Michigan game is the big noon.
Okay. I'm like, what do you?
I don't know what ESPN is trying to do there. Why would you put CBS there? A bunch of assholes. That's what I get for using them.
Yeah. Like, that's not even allowed, is it?
So again, I would start off with either Tennessee, LSU.
Oh yeah.
Or I would go with that. What was the other one? TCU, Kansas.
TCU,
at
Kansas.
Your noon window.
There's gonna be some points.
Yeah.
No,
3:30.
All right. I'm gonna find Kansas.
3:30. You got a 2 o'clocker. You got a 2:30 in there.
What?
Yeah, you got some randos.
What the fuck is going on this week? We got 4 o'clock games, 2:30 games.
Yeah.
Michigan's
So
on
then
CBS.
You got the Buckeyes at 4. Night games, I would consider, maybe USC, Washington State at USC. Texas A&M.
BYU at Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Hey, did you guys watch any of that? You watch any Arizona State USC game Saturday night, 10:30? I
I
got
watched the
through
Oregon
about,
State.
I got through about 8 minutes, man, and I couldn't take it. Like, I don't see it. I don't see it with USC. They got a great quarterback, a great receiver. I don't know. Arizona State is fucking trash. The game was not watchable.
Yeah.
Not
All
good
right.
football.
Well, I think at 8 p.m. I would go with the A&M Alabama game, especially if Bryce Young's not playing.
Oh yeah.
So
And I hate the root for Jimbo, but okay, I'd love to see it.
that's my recommendations for your viewing pleasure. All right, boys.
Jimbo hates Saban, so yeah, that could be a.
I
Yeah,
fucking hate, and I hate Jimbo, but I don't want. But I would love to see Bama lose. But,
he just doesn't have a quarterback. He doesn't have an offense. So
well, who was the quarterback? Who was the guy? The kid's name in 14 that we played. The quarterback for Bama in 14.
oh
He was a fucking running back. Changed the quarterback.
yeah.
It reminds
terrible.
their backup. You don't remember him either. Their backup reminds me of him, like body type and everything, and same kind of offense, like that or more that. Yeah, I heard Gary Danielson say we're gonna go more to the Jalen Hurts stuff. You ain't Jalen Hurts, motherfucker. You can't just go to the Jalen Hurts stuff and we'll just plug in a guy that's a prototype of Jalen Hurts. He's more like whatever the quarterback's name was in 14. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bama's not, and Bama's offense wasn't. The receivers are still suspect to me prior to Bryce Young's injury. Yeah. I didn't know if they had the explosive weapons.
Right.
So we'll see.
All right. Well, that should about do it. We will talk to you folks later. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate all the support, the questions, the comments, the scores. Jeff and Sean appreciate you. And we will see you next week. Go Bucks.